Hello YouTube, welcome to Padisha's Den. Today I give you my first tutorial on YouTube, which is how to easily multi-log on old school Runescape with just the use of OSBuddy, a Windows tile manager, and a simple batch script. I've created this tutorial because I've been a multiboxer in World of Warcraft and really enjoyed it. However, with World of Warcraft, multiboxing was pretty easy to set up if you were dedicated and had the system specs for it, which is kind of not the case for RuneScape. So I hope this guide will get you started with multiboxing more than 2 clients. By the way, I say more than 2 clients because if you are planning to run 2 clients, this method will be unnecessary and kind of an overkill. Also, at the last part of the video, I will show how to easily log into the clients if you're using a lot of clients, because writing all the domains and passwords can be time consuming and unnecessary, of course. I will be using my Razer software since I have Razer keyboard for creating a macro, but this will be obsolete if OSBuddy adds a profiling system, which they are working on, so feel free to skip that part if that is added to the client. Okay, let's start off with choosing a Windows tile manager since there are so many alternatives. And you need this so you can position the clients way more easily. And there are a few out there, some of them paid, some of them free, but I've gathered 4 of them. First off is Aquasnap. I haven't used it, but like you can see here a GIF file on how easily adjustable it is, and it's free because if you look here, you can see a purchase button, so probably free. Second of all, we have Task Layout, which is free if you use it non-commercially. So if you're not a business, then this should be no problem. It's a bit advanced to set up though, but there are plenty of guides out there on how to set it up, and once you get into it, it should be easy running since you can save a layout and we'll just load it. Third, we have Divi. I have added this option because it's also available for the Mac. However, it does cost money unless you want to mess around with a trial, but it's also available for Windows, but this is mainly for the people with a Mac. And then the fourth option is, I forgot its name, Mosaico. This is also the program that I use. I'm not sure if I pronounce it correctly, but you can read it yourself, and if you need it, you can download it. However, this is also a paid solution. You can get a trial, but you can also purchase it after the 30 days, which is what I have done. And as you can see, it's easily manageable over multiple screens and is kind of very updated, so that's why I went with this, and it looks dope since you can just grab the application and gives you this interface on where you want to drag it to. And these corners are the ones I use for the clients. I can show you. Here we have OSBuddy client. If you grab it, you have this position. I use this position because the alternative is this, and this will be a bit glitchy. Like you can see, it's smaller than it should be, but if you're just farming on these accounts, then this should be fine. All you have to do is position them and just click. So this, you can fit like 6 of them on a 1920 by 180 resolution. But if you have a bigger monitor with, like, let's say 1440p or 4K, you can easily run 16 clients on the 4K and about 6, I think, on this smooth resolution on 1440p. So if you have decided the positioning and also which window manager you want to use, you will have to download the batch file I will put in the description. Let me show you the contents of the batch file for if you are frisky on what you are downloading. Of course, you can download it yourself and then right click edit and you'll see the same stuff you are seeing right now. It's just basic batch file on launching with a timeout of 7 seconds because that's approximately the time it takes to load on a fast machine. And I'm presuming you are using a fast machine because you're using more than 2 clients. when you have the batch file downloaded, you put it in the same directory of where you have OSBuddy 64.exe. If you have 32-bit installed Java, I think you have to remove the 64. You can just do this easily with the replace command in any notepad editor. Just select 64 and replace it with nothing, and it will replace everything with nothing. And then you can save it and run it. But I presume you're using 64-bit since you're running multiple clients. Okay. First we have the batch file. This is very important, so I'm going to read it out for you. Some stuff you should know: it waits 7 seconds in between launching clients, and this time I recommend, I see a small typo, I gotta fix that, moving the tiles towards the corner you are going to put them. This is handy for you if you, like me, have the window tiles in a specific arrangement for more awareness of which character is where. Also, when it says that you have to wait or press Ctrl C to quit, then you just have to wait. That's the 7 seconds I talked about. If you have read this carefully, proceed. Well, since you watched this video, you don't need to read this, but this is just for the people not watching this video. Okay, enter how many clients you want. I'm gonna do 4 just as an example, but you can just put in anything in between 0 and 16. If there are any peeps running more clients than 16, feel free to ask me. I'll just edit this and let me see, recommend, edit this and add like more options to this, or you can do it yourself since it's pretty basic. You just continue with the numbering here and continue with this, and yeah, if you have that and you want to continue, just press enter. Just minimize that. Okay, so now we're gonna launch with the 4 clients with an interval of 7 seconds. I'm gonna put this here so I can go there. This corner. When it's done launching, it will just close the batch file. Okay, here we have the 4 clients. Of course, the hardest part, well, not the hardest part, the most time consuming part is the logging in. So normally you have to log in and it takes time, but there's a bypass for that. I'm not sure if it's bannable, but since it's on the login screen, I'm sure it's not bannable, and that's because I'm using a macro to write out the login and the password. For that I use the Razer software just for my keyboard, and you can use any other software. Let's say you have a Logitech keyboard or any generic keyboard. For generic keyboards you will use a script like AutoHotkey, but I think it's pretty unbannable if you just use it at the login screen. Okay, let me just open up Razer software to set that up. Okay, we have the first macro here. Let's do domain. I myself use a custom domain, so I just created easy emails like 1@domain.com, 2@domain.com. So if you have the same solution, you can use this. Otherwise, I recommend, if you're gonna use Gmail as an example, you'll go like 1, and then here you'll just get some, this part will be something you made up. Let's say just a mashup of a few words. Let's say me multiboxing @gmail.com. Okay, it's not gonna fit in here, but I'll do it in the macro. But since it's a Gmail account, you will be writing out the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and go back to the Razer. And since you filled in the number, you'll just make a macro for me multiboxing @gmail.com. But since I have my own domain, I will just do, well, screw it. I'll not do @example.com, but if you have your own domain, you just create a macro for @domain.com. But now I will do test or gmail.com. So that will be multilogging at gmail.com, and then enter, stop. I gotta do it again because I had a delay recorded. multilogging at gmail.com, enter, stop, and then we create a password. Record. Oh, that's not. We type password just as an example. We'll go to keyboard, grab F9. This, and then F10. I think that's macro 1. Yeah. Okay, now if we press F9, this is the email you have, and then the password. Email, password. Oh. That's just bad. Email, password, and then you can continue logging in. Okay, that's just the part for if there's no profiling system in OSBuddy, like you can see here. Whoa. But if that has been added, you should have skipped this like I've told you. But yeah, that was just the logging in part. That was it for now. As you've noticed, this was my first tutorial on Padisha's Den, and I would like you guys to know that I will be posting tutorials on many things and also content from my Twitch. Thank you for watching. Feel free to request a tutorial in the comments, and see you next time.